Hey, I'm Adam Thompson. I'm a consultant in strategy, organisational design and leadership, and today I want to give you an easy way that you can see what people are talking about when they're talking about system thinking. Let's get into it. I had a rare 24 hours off of life, my life with 3 kids, and I was able to read a book called In Defense of Food by Pollan. And I was reading a particular part that really hit me as a simple way to describe what we're talking about with system thinking. Now, nutritionism is what's referred to in the book, and nutritionism is the idea that we can find out what's healthy about food if we can continually break it down to its component parts.
For example,
so let's take something like broccoli. Beautiful. And broccoli we know is a healthy food, generally speaking, and the idea would be, with reductionist science, let's break it down into its component parts so we can start to work out which are the things in broccoli that make it so healthy. And we might find something like antioxidants, which gives us an idea that that's part of the reason that broccoli can be healthy. Here's what's interesting. If you take certain types of antioxidants and you strip them out of the broccoli, they don't have the same effect on health always when they're actually consumed as part of the broccoli. In other words, broccoli is more than a delivery mechanism for antioxidants. There's something else going on. What we can say is broccoli itself operates as a system. There's something to do with the interactions that are occurring between all this stuff that are causing that healthy effect to occur. Broccoli is a system. And it goes wider. I want to give you a quote from the book that Pollan puts forward. It's from Marvin Weisbord. The problem with nutrient by nutrient nutrition science is that it takes the nutrient out of the context of the food out of the context of the diet, and the diet out of the context of the lifestyle. So this demonstrates the idea that if we take the antioxidant out of the context of the broccoli, we're not getting a picture of what's really going on. And the next part was talking about taking the food out of the diet. Gotta love my pictures of food there. That could be the diet that someone's eating. And let's not forget that we're always talking about a person who is the one consuming this stuff. So it now very much starts to become a wider system with all the different parts. We can try to reduce it as much as we can, but in the end, it operates as a full system. Food is more than a delivery mechanism for nutrients, and the food themselves form part of a wider diet system which interacts with the person. And remember the other thing that Marion said, the context of the lifestyle. With all these people this person interacts with, there's some sort of cultural thing which defines what's normal. That's a culture thing. Culture is whatever behaviours are considered normal by a group so that people can fit in. So if we take everything out of context and we're only looking for individual parts, we don't get a view of the whole system, and we're not going to come up with ideas that can help us overall.
This is a bummer, man.
I'll give you an example. The thing about the French diet, where you have a group of people who are eating buttery stuff and basically stuff that tastes awesome. Who doesn't love a croissant? And we say, what's the secret? What's going on here that French people are overall more healthy than, say, Americans and Australians? And if we start to look at the particular aspects of what's in the foods, we can get the wrong idea. Look at the way French traditionally eat meals. The meal goes for longer. It's higher quality food. It's spent with more people. The food is actually appreciated. There is a whole system happening around the individual aspects of the food that needs to be taken into account if we want to understand what's going on. So what does this mean for organizations? We often do a version of diagnosis without knowing it. Let's say you bring something in. We're going to teach people how to have performance conversations. Let's bring in Six Sigma. Let's bring in a restructure. Let's do a cultural change. Now, none of these things are wrong. Antioxidants can have a good effect, but each one done individually or as a component does not take into account the full system. What do we need to do? Well, as Marvin Weisbord says, get the whole system in the room. That means literally getting all the people involved into the room, or representatives of. I've run numerous large group seminars where people think, how many people can we invite? And the answer is, how many can't we invite? The actual act of inviting people along creates a change in the situation, and we start to see all the angles that are going on. Now, this doesn't mean we don't need experts. We want to have the expertise about antioxidants, but we don't want to use that as the cause. What we want to be able to do is, with the whole system in the room, allow everyone to see what's going on, share all the different angles, and gradually work together towards creating a solution. It's good to know things like Six Sigma, resilience, culture, restructure. All those things can occur. I've done numerous restructures, but instead of it being your traditional, have a look at it, diagnose and see what's going on, we go through the difficulty and the anxiousness and the awkwardness and the uncomfortableness of actually working through the structure together. So when we're talking about systems thinking, we are saying reality is not gained by breaking things down to its component parts. The way we get a handle on reality is by getting the whole system in the room and looking at things as part of a wider context that interacts, because reality exists within the interactions of the whole and not within the component parts individually.
We're having broccoli.
That's all for now. I'll see you next time.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry